Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. My name is Troy, and with this series, my goal is to show that no matter how much or how little money you have, anyone can invest. If this is the first time you're hearing of this series and you want to know what it's all about, I'm going to link the first episode above my head so you can go back and watch that and see what I'm trying to accomplish with this portfolio. That first episode is going to explain things like why I picked the stocks I picked, how much I'm going to be investing, and the overall goals of the portfolio. Once you watch that episode, feel free to watch the other episodes in order to see the natural progression of the portfolio, or just come back to this one to see where I'm currently at. With that being said, if you're already caught up and you're here for your bi-weekly update, let's get to it. In this video, I'm going to be showing you all a quick refresh from the last episode, the balancing effort for this week's update, an updated look at the portfolio since the last video, the all-time best and worst performers in the portfolio, my projected annualized returns based off of the current returns, any dividends received since the last update, and any news or things of note in the portfolio. Now, without further delay, let's get an update on where we left off at the end of last episode. So this screenshot right here is actually a picture of the portfolio before I did this most recent set of buys. At the time, I had a goal of $40 per holding. I wanted each holding to represent 8.33% of the portfolio. And down here at the very bottom, I had a previous portfolio balance of $485.72. So now let's see what I had to add to this portfolio to get to the current goals I have for the portfolio on this week's update. So looking here, I made this little chart. It's just a very easy representation to show you that the new goal amount is $45 per holding. There's the current amounts that I just showed you. And then the amount to goal is the difference between the two. So it's how much I have to add to each position to get it to the $45 goal we should be at in this episode 9, which is 16 weeks into the portfolio. So you can see I added $60 to this portfolio. So up here on the top right, it says weekly starting cash. I had $63.17 to help me get to the $45 goal in each position. I did do these buys on May 7th. And now let's see what the portfolio looks like after I did the most recent set of buys. So right here, you guys can see that here's my updated cost basis for each of the positions. You're going to notice that none of them are actually at the $45 mark. I put in a buy for exactly what I said on the last screen, and Fidelity does what it does. So we're at these numbers instead of $45, which is whatever. The percent of account, we're under 8.33% in some of these and over 8.33% in others. I'm hoping over time, as these positions get bigger and bigger, that helps me even it out a little bit more. And we have a new account balance of $533.69. So that's with 16 weeks down, also known as 4 months. So next up, I wanted to actually show you guys the best and worst performer in this portfolio. So you guys will be able to see right here that CSL is still my current best performer with a positive 13.63% or $6.08. I'm up in that position. And my worst performer is actually KNSL, down 11.33% or $5.07, which is pretty crazy because KNSL as of like 3 weeks ago was actually 3 updates ago was my best performing position. So it's kind of wild how big of a swing they've had recently, but I'm not worried about it. Again, that's part of the, being in the market. You're going to have swings in your positions, especially since I just started this portfolio and I'm doing it with such small amounts. You can easily have a very big swing in being green or being red for your portfolio. So overall, just trying to build the positions in the portfolio, not too worried about it. So the next thing I wanted to draw attention to is down here at the bottom. You can see that this portfolio has a total gain or loss of 1.3% or $6.96. So I'm actually in the red in this portfolio. One thing I wanted to do with that is I've been giving you guys an annualized return based off of that. So I actually wanted to make a little chart so it's easier to see, which is what you guys will see right here. You guys can see that in episode 1, obviously we don't have any gains or loss because that's the episode I started the portfolio in. But you can see as it's progressed. So we had a week 2 was $1.66 in the green, 412, 389, 1504, 2303 was actually the best. So I was up 6.45% at one point, which was an annualized return of 33.54%. And now you can see all the way down, we've actually slowly lost value. We've had some rough weeks or rough month or so in the market. And my portfolio is no different than anybody else's that's reflecting that. So I'll keep tracking this and keep sharing it with you guys, and we'll see how we can turn this around and get back in the super green with this one. So next up, One of the goals with this portfolio is to show that obviously anybody can invest, but it's also to show that I can get people investing and get them excited about dividends, because this portfolio gets me paid weekly. So I do an update bi-weekly, right? So that means I should have 2 dividends to show. Well, I actually have 4 payments to show, 3 dividends and 1 interest payment. So one of them, I guess, kind of doesn't count, but I do have 3 dividends to show in the last 2 weeks. So first, we had on April 26th, I received 7 cents from Humera as my first dividend from them. Then on April 29th, from ALG, I got 4 more cents. On April 30th, that's that interest payment, I got 3 cents from the cash sitting in the account. And then on May 6th, just a couple days before you guys will see this video, I got paid from Dillard's, and that was 2 cents from them. I think that's my first dividend from them as well. So all of that money's been added, and here's my monthly tracker to show you how it looks over April, what we finished with April, and how we're starting out with May. So right here, you'll be able to see that to conclude April, I actually finished with 45 cents for April, which is, way more than Q1 of 2024 so far. And then May, I've already got that first 2 cents from Dillard. So I do have more to show you for May, but we'll get to that in a second. So we're already up to 47 cents for the second quarter of 2024. And down here at the bottom, we're already up to 65 cents total for the year. Obviously, we're not, nobody's retiring off of 65 cents. That amount's really small, but keep in mind, we're only adding $60 bi-weekly or $120 a month. If you do get into investing and this kind of portfolio inspires you, you can add as much money as you want to any holdings that you want. This is just symbolizing the snowball effect and getting started. 65 cents a year so far in passive income is better than no cents a year in passive income. So, and with that being said, we're already at 2 cents for May, like I just mentioned. May just started, right? So I want to show you guys what we're expecting for the rest of May. So here you'll be able to see what is expected for the rest of May. Now, one thing I will say is obviously, if you guys can look at colors and see some blank weeks, we're only expecting 2 more dividends, and I guess we will get 1 more interest payment at the very end of May. But May 9th, we should be getting dividends from MasterCard, and May 15th from AbbVie. So the 20th through the 31st, I don't really have anything. So either we're going to have we're going to have payout dates move up into those weeks, and they are just like not scheduled for that yet. Or we're going to have some blank weeks because we had such a busy end of April where we got paid more times than we should have, like more than once per week kind of thing. So overall, you'll get paid weekly for this portfolio, but you will have some gaps like this. Then you might get paid twice in a week like I am this week with Dillard's and MasterCard. And that's going to wrap up today's Anyone Can Invest portfolio update. If you find the idea behind this series interesting and think others will too, feel free to share this around so we can show that anyone can invest. And if you want to be sure to show me how much you actually love this series, make sure you guys leave a like on this video, as it shows me that I'm doing a good job. And if you have anything to add or just want to chat, do that down in the comments below, as I personally read and respond to every comment. And if you happen to miss the video I just put out showing you all the ins and outs of my portfolio that I'm going to use to retire early, check that out right here. But until next time, see ya.